Okay, I hope this is my last politically oriented video for a little while, and I focus on other things. But I gotta say, I don't hate the left. I really don't. I can't bring myself to hate you guys. I consider that a waste of energy. But I am, however, enormously frustrated. Not necessarily at you, but by the very tools and mechanisms that you all so blindly trust. It's not hatred of you, it's a profound level of sorrow and pity for you. And I say that because you're just as much a victim as everybody else. You've grown so accustomed to just trusting headlines and trusting tidbits of information that they tend to give you that's somewhat credible, or at least sounds credible, that you've lost the ability to process what it is they're saying, read the entirety of the article, or even properly register and recognize why the things that your political opponents, like myself, are so much at odds with the main narrative that is going out today. Believe me, I went through a phase where I didn't like Trump. I've said that a few times now. I absolutely loathed the guy in 2016. I did not want him. I did not care for him. I did not like him at all. But it wasn't until I was challenged on everything, as I've said again, and challenged to read up on some of those accusations and claims, that I finally realized just who the bad guys were. So I'm going to pitch this idea to you. You look at Trump as if he's evil incarnate. He is the devil. He is the Antichrist. He is a fascist dictator. He is all these things. I want you to look up every single one of those definitions. Read through them thoroughly. And ask yourself, from the behavior that Trump has manifested, from the behavior of his supporters, do they genuinely share these things, these traits, these commonalities, these negative views? Really process it. Don't just look at it with your bias and your political goggles of, oh, they're not blue, so I don't want them. Look at them as objectively as you can. And now take a look at everything that Trump has supposedly been through. Try and put your hatred aside. Look at everything the man has been through and look at everything that his supporters have been through. And ask yourself, what exactly does he have to gain by putting up with and going through all the negativity and nonsense when he could just as easily turn around and walk away, go get a private island somewhere? I mean, he's a pretty wealthy guy after all. Go and get a private island somewhere, or just go and disappear from the public eye. What does he have to gain to put himself through the things that he's put himself through? The guy's been shot at more than once, or at least by one known that actually had a few shots fired that caused bloodshed. And at least a few other attempts. I think there was even a biological bomb set up in one of the pews behind him in one of his other rallies. Then the golf course incident, and the two notified attempts and coups that were planned against his life, both stemming from the Middle East. You have that narrative. You have the whole idea that he is buddies with Putin. Now, they do seem to have some kind of a relationship, I'll admit. Good or bad, or just kind of a neutral, mutual level of respect. I don't know. But they do have some kind of a relationship. So, given all of the dynamics involved, given everything that he has been through, given everything that his supporters have been through, and how much of a loudmouth he is, what does he have to gain by continuing to be this horrible, evil, awful man when it is very clear that many of you consider him a clear and present danger to life. I can promise you we're not as stupid as you think we are or want to believe that the MAGA movement is. We're not. There's a lot of us that are very well educated, very in tune with what's going on around us. We just happen to have a very different view of the events and agendas and plans that he has versus you guys and the left that I don't think you guys really want to recognize or even admit to. We're not idiots. We have a different conclusion, and we tried your guys' solution for over 4 years. Media lied to you repeatedly, and it was about every 6 months or so the narrative changed to be for something they were previously against. So, my question, again, what does he have to gain by continuing to be this horrible, evil man and putting up with the things that he does? Let me know.